service call for a water heater. Customer says it shuts off after a couple minutes. Alright, so no status light has come up yet? Well, that's pretty telling. I was pretty sure it was the valve, but some weird thermopile voltage going on here. Kind of jumping around. All over the place. I get delirious. It's full of gas too. Oh. Well, that's probably why. You see what happened? The tube just slid right out here. That's not good. What did you do, Evil? Alright, so the cap, little ring at the top, a little compression ring, came off. I was smelling gas pretty heavy. So I thought this was the valve for sure. Really sounded like the valve to me. This thing. I think they pushed it in here. We pushed it in down here. Like when people beat up water heaters. Okie dokie. A little water in here too. There's water coming from. Probably spilled a bunch of water in it. Okay, so we need to change the pilot tube. Assembly to one that doesn't leak. I might just do the whole thing so I can measure the thermopile. I don't know, I'm not sure yet. Let me go see what I got. Okay. So this is 7/16. It's the size I'm using. I'm just switching the pilot tube over because this thermopile looks better. I'm gonna keep that one, but I'm sure it's junk, and I'll have to switch it. I'll get the lady off. straighten this out as much as possible. I'm pinching it. Put the spark wire in the middle, and you do the thermopile wires at the top. If you can. These wires, they want to go everywhere but where you're trying to get them to go. Okay, what can go wrong? Absolutely nothing can go wrong. All of our problems are fixed. We're already and boom. All is right in the world. That was amazingly painless. Alright, so with this, you've got, you don't have 2 screws, you've got 4 screws. And I got a rule, always start on the left-hand side. Because that's always the hardest side to get going. Okay, we got 1. Jump over to the right here, get this one going. Try to keep it lined up and level. Wants the thread. Of course it doesn't. Begin to want to thread here to anything. Kind of does. God, man, I don't know who designs these fucking things, but they gotta be shot. Court-martialed and shot. Court-martialed and shot. Yeah, there you go. You've been found guilty of engineering atrocities. Had that problem the other day. We changed out a thermopile on it, and it didn't reach. That was a lot of fun. It was up in an attic, and there was the water heater was like in this pan. It kind of looked like a shower pan, but it was like, you know, just a catch basin. And so and it was turned towards the wall, so you couldn't work on it. And I put the burner in, and the thermopile wouldn't reach. It's killing me here. You're killing me here. Alright, where the hell is it? Okay, I'm blind, man. I can't see. Good. I can do videos. Ouch. What we got here? We got sensor. We got thermopile. Oh, it's broken, dude, man. Oh, broken shit on this thing. Okay, let's turn the lights out. We're going home, right? We're going home right now? Yeah, we'll go home. Alright, fired right up. I gotta go pee. I want to go home. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Alright. Kicked in at 4. That's good. She's staying on. She's firing up. She's making a lot of weird noises, and we don't care. Alright, so he said that the water heater was shutting off after about 2 minutes. And I think it's because it was leaking gas from the pilot tube, which was causing the thermopile voltage to eventually get low and erratic. Now this came up pretty quick, so that tells me there should be good solid thermopile voltage going on. I didn't measure it, but you can just tell by how long it takes to come up. So it's about 30 seconds. You wait about 20 seconds and count down from 10, and it should kick in right around then. That means it's pretty healthy, maybe 40 seconds, 30, 40 seconds. That's a good healthy thermopile. If it takes a minute or a minute and a half, then the voltage is low and it's counting up really slowly. So that's kind of why I count down from 10 after about 20 seconds. You know, you light enough of these things and you get a feeling for about when they should kick in, and they all average about 30-40 seconds if they're healthy. Oh, it just shut off. That's not good. What's going? Why did it do that? Oh, did it hit temperature? Oh man, did you see it? I was moving the thermopile wires too. And the paddock on? Not going home. I knew I should have just switched the whole fucking thing over. I knew it, man, I knew it. When in doubt, change more shit than you need to. I think it's some funky thermopile wires. Oh, it's blinking. 1, 2. 1, 2. So I'm getting a 2 flash. Alright, so it's saying we got bad thermopile. How can that be? I just gave a whole speech on how this one's healthy. Fucking piece of crap. I get delirious. Knew it. Oh, 5:15. That's not tremendously healthy, but let's count now. Counting again. So that's the condensation dripping right there. Should be anyway. Yeah, a drop of water right here. Like a tear. Excuse me. Like a tear, like I was crying. Yeah, shut off again. Alright. Just shut off. I mean, it's still running, but not running. Okay, so I just ran so it kicked back in again. It fired back up after it kind of prematurely shut down. It didn't, and I ran the water. And I think it might be the thermistor. It's kind of like lukewarm. So there might be a couple things wrong with this water here. Like 2 or 3 or 4 things wrong with it. Check the top floor. Alright, so I let it run for a little while. The water is definitely hot. I had it on full blast. So then I turned it down to B. It's still running. I'm going to wait a little longer and see if it shuts down on B. And then if I end up having to come back out, I'll probably change maybe the motherboard and the thermistor. And I still think something's up with the thermopile wire. I'm not going to touch it now because it seems to be functioning in its current position. But I don't want to just start ripping parts out of it if I think it's going to be okay, because no one really touches it. But that's kind of where I'm at in my head with this thing. So if it's not detecting the temperature of the water properly, usually that's the thermistor. Of course, it could be the circuitry in the motherboard or something's up with it too. And of course that gets its power from the thermopile. So that's kind of where I'm at, those 3 things. Which I have replacements here, but I don't want to just start throwing parts at it if I don't really need to. But then I might have to make another trip back out here too, so. Decisions. Anyway, that's where we're at. So replaced the pilot tube because it was leaking. Got the water heater to come up, kind of did some funky things. I was starting to think maybe the sensor was tripping too because there was so much condensation falling. Of course that went away. That's all gone. That usually goes away after half an hour or less. So I wanted to force it through that cycle. Oh yeah, it could be, it could be the sensor too. I was going to unplug it and plug a different one in to get it to get the water hot enough so it wouldn't do that, but it made it through that on its own. So I think I'll wait like another 15 minutes or something and see if it shuts down like it should. It's on B. It's a laundry room, so people like their, the water pretty hot. So. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, so it just shut down like it should normally. So I think I'm going to end up leaving it like this, and then I'm just going to tell my customer Emil that if he has any more issues, give me a call, and then I'll know what to do with this one. I think we're good. It seems to be behaving normally now. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing. This one was a little bit tricky. Unfortunately, sometimes water heaters have to run for 2 or 3 days before you can actually figure out what the problem is. Have a great day.